This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday the 11th of August 2013. Welcome along, my friends, to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, an update on the planned expedition to locate the Hollow Earth entrance. Plus, what the elite are up to as they continue transporting survival equipment to their base on the dark side of the moon using very advanced anti-gravity technology. Also, another investigative reporter has been murdered by the elite's assassination squad. Was he another journalist about to confirm Nibiru is coming in? And NASA launches an infrared telescope on board a Boeing 747SB aircraft called Project Sophia, and the link to the event, the TV series, and Planet X Nibiru. Okay, into this week's news. This first report is an update of the planned voyage and expedition to the North Pole Hollow Earth entrance. The info originates from www.x2/radio.com and is titled Nibiru, North Pole Inner Earth Expedition. January the 15th, 2013. After the sudden, strange disappearance of the Park Avenue New York film production company that previously had announced its plans to fund the expedition to make a documentary, we have regrouped and decided to run an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. That effort did not go viral as we had hoped, despite sending the link to more than 20,000 registered fans. The other 40 million fans never knew about the crowdfunding campaign. June the 1st, 2013, Creative Chaos, the highly accomplished production company from New York and Los Angeles, is joining forces with Nibiru team to get the expedition underway. Creative Chaos is a feature film and television production company founded in 2010 by Tom Donahue, Ian Aboledo and Stephen Edwards, based in New York with offices in Los Angeles. Creative Chaos focuses specifically on projects with integrity and guts. And July the 20th, 2013, global announcement of delay of the expedition voyage until the summer of 2014. The management has injected another tranche of cash into the project and is dedicated to making this voyage happen. A crowdfunding effort will be made in August of 2013 to raise enough additional capital to secure contacts with the production company and hopefully to empanel the universities who had supported new theories of planetary core geology. This following report originates from the Forces Within You, TwilightLegend.net, and was posted on February 2nd, 2010, titled The Secret Space Program. According to Syrians to Patricia Corey, the Secret Space Program is right on schedule for the elite. According to the book published in 2000, The Cosmos of Soul, which is the best book I have ever read on solid information from a channel. In my opinion, the government started before the year 2000 building bases on the backside of the Earth's moon they call Luna, and the elite are building dome structures just like the one in Arizona, where the government has been learning about living under domes for this very purpose of lunar bases for the elite, not for you and me. They have found water in abundance inside the surface of Luna and drilling for its use in their domes. The Syrians talk about Richard Hoagland and the great work he has done uncovering these black ops as well as his Mars information, and they refer to Hoagland as adept. The secret space program has learned much of its technology from an agreement between the US government and the Greys for technology exchange. The Greys take humans and experiment on them, and the government gets technology in return. The US government has mastered the knowledge of spinning disk technology, which allows the government to carry very heavy payloads into space because everything inside of the spacecraft becomes anti-gravity. So that hurdle has been mastered. This allows the government to take heavy payloads into space at night to the moon for construction purposes. as we never see them, and if we do, we think it is extraterrestrials. The government loves the UFO reports as it gives them great cover for their plans on the moon. They are also carrying live animals with them to the dome bases to be experimented on and used for food as well. Their plan is to go to the moon during the earth changes of the coming years and ride out the destruction. And when it's over, they come back to start all over again. A process going on for thousands of years. Any human left, they will rule over as slave masters. The alien that survived the Roswell crash in 1947 became a consultant for the US military for many years after that event. There is great mineral wealth on the moon for military purposes, and the elites plan on mining it, and have been for some time already. This report originates from ZetaTalk.com, the Zeta Talk newsletter issue 354, posted on July the 14th, 2013, titled Hastings Assassination. Michael Hastings, the aggressive and fearless reporter who exposed General McChrystal's attitudes towards his commander-in-chief, thus getting the general dismissed, was murdered in the early morning hours of June the 18th, 2013. How do we know it was murder? Just look at the facts. First, Hastings reported only hours before his death that he had to go off the radar as he had a big lead and feared the FBI was investigating him. He seemed, in the words of a friend, to be in a panic, alarmed. Second, this car was electronically controlled to efforts parallel parking, for instance. Thus, a takeover of the accelerator, steering and brakes could be rigged. Witnesses reported the car flying through a red light as 100 miles per hour. It seemed out of control. Third, the car suddenly jackknifed to go sideways, which would undoubtedly cause a crash. Fourth, modern cars have their gas tanks under the rear seat to avoid explosions. A car must be hit from the side for the gas tank to explode. And this was a frontal hit. And fifth of all, evidence of tampering, including a bomb, would have been incinerated in the fire, per the Zetas. It was murder, as Hastings was going to reveal the hands responsible for the cover-up. Zeta Talk, comment, 22nd of June 2013. Hastings was murdered, an end he frankly expected at some point due to his aggressive investigative reporting. He received a warning and thus at an odd hour was trying to change locations, fleeing. His car had been tampered with, so the car would accelerate and then tug sideways to crash or flip. Time to be accompanied by a bomb that causes fiery death. What was he working on that his death was arranged at this time? Given his track record, he was unlikely to back away from the inside story on the cover-up over Nibiru. He was thus silenced before the story could break. This following report originates from NASA.government and was posted on July the 18th, 2013. Release 13-217. NASA, Sophia investigates the southern sky from New Zealand. Washington, NASA, Sophia Airborne Observatory will be based in New Zealand for the next 2 weeks, taking advantage of the southern hemisphere's orientation to study celestial objects that are difficult or impossible to see in the northern skies. Sophia, formerly known as the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, deployed to the United States Antarctic Program facility at Christchurch International Airport last week and completed its first science flight at 4 a.m. local time, July the 18th, noon EDT, July the 17th. A team of scientists, engineers, pilots and technicians from the United States and Germany are deployed with Sophia to support as many as 9 research flights through August the 1st. Sophia is a modern Boeing 747SP aircraft that carries a telescope with an effective diameter of 100 inches, 250 centimeters. It provides astronomers access to the visible, infrared and submillimeter spectrum. On the first flight in New Zealand, astronomers used the Sophia to observe the disk of gas and dust orbiting the black hole at the centre of our Milky Way galaxy and 2 dwarf galaxies. the large and small Magellanic clouds which accompany Milky Way. The Magellanic clouds can be seen easily with the naked eye in the southern hemisphere skies. SOFIA's deployment to the southern hemisphere shows the remarkable versatility of this observatory, which is the product of years of fruitful collaboration and cooperation between the US and German space agencies, said Paul Hertz, director of NASA Astrophysics Division in Washington. This is just the first of a series of SOFIA scientific deployments envisaged over the mission's planned 20-year lifetime. So the truth is, guys, this infrared astronomical satellite that's stationed in New Zealand for 2 weeks is here for that main reason, to look for Nibiru. They'll send this aircraft up with this astronomical telescope and they'll film Nibiru. They're getting the evidence, guys, they're getting the evidence. Once they've confirmed it's there, guys, then you're going to get Obama, President Obama, to announce it. He won't call it Nibiru, he won't call it Planet X because he don't want to freak people out. But he'll have some way of announcing this planet that's coming in, but he's going to play it down, guys. He's going to play it down. But this is fact, guys. This is what's really happening in the world today. And guys, if you don't believe in this, you want to wake up, because you're going to come unstuck if you don't. This next report originates from YouTube channel Discovery Disclosure, titled Planet X and the Coming Pole Shift, published on May the 3rd, 2013. Attorney, contractor and ET contactee Gordon James Giannato provides an update on what he knows about Planet X and the coming pole shift, the nature of gravity, Earth's dark twin, and why he believes the government is covering up imminent global catastrophe. The recent return of Planet X to our inner solar system, he alleged, has resulted in disruptions like universal climate change and a rise in solar activity that are merely a prelude to the calamities which will unfold once it gets even closer to Earth. But Planet X is not merely a rogue celestial body. Giannato declared it's a volcanic, atmospheric and oceanic, and it's inhabited by tall, selfish humans. These denizens of Planet X, he said, are actually the Anunnaki, a race of spacefaring aliens that once had a colony on Earth and created human beings as slaves to mine for gold. According to Giannato, the Anunnaki mistreatment of humans caused the Council of Worlds, which are the unselfish extraterrestrials, to intervene and force them off of Earth by thwarting their projects on the planet. Unable to return to Planet X, these deposed Anunnaki travelled to Mars to live and continue their gold mining while they waited for their home world to return. Giannato claims that these aliens brought their supplies and livestock with them to Mars, but eventually the marooned Anunnaki died out there before they could rejoin their brethren on Planet X. Current images from Mars, NASA's rover, he said, show artifacts and debris from the Anunnaki civilization that once lived there. Giannato revealed that the US government found evidence of Planet X in 1983, but it was quickly declared top secret via an executive order by President Reagan. However, the Council of Worlds have told President Obama that he must announce the truth about Planet X to the world, since it is getting closer to Earth and will soon cause a polar shift. Giannato suggests that should there be an announcement about Planet X, the government will proposedly avoid using the name for it, so that people do not find out about the impending global catastrophe. Regardless of the foreknowledge available, he warned that up to 90% of the population will die from the event caused by Planet X going past Earth. Fortunately for the survivors, he said, unselfish ETs subsequently provide help for the like-minded human beings remaining on Earth. Attorney, contractor and ET contactee Gordon James Giannato had many childhood UFO and ET encounters. He saw his first UFO in 1964, a 1-mile diameter mothership launching 3 saucers over San Juan PR Harbour. he had his first vision of pole shift in 1973 in a long and detailed dream, and had a waking vision of the same thing in 1988. He realised a polar shift would bring open contact with ETs. This final report originates from NibiruRise.com and is titled Nibiru, NASA document reveals elites are killing humans to prepare for Nibiru and the Anunnaki. And this was posted on July the 8th, 2013. Is world government practicing depopulation of the human race to prepare for the arrival of Nibiru and an invasion by the Anunnaki? This is breaking news, and what you're about to hear is very disturbing. It surrounds the arrival of planet Nibiru and the Anunnaki. At the request of those who posted this video, we ask that you share this page with everyone you know, who you care about, so that we get the word out about this story, because if it's true, it is one of the most diabolical plots in human history. The NASA war document is one of the most disturbing documents ever written, and it could very well be inspired by the arrival of Nibiru. A lot of planning has to be done to prepare for the arrival of the Anunnaki and Nibiru. So we wonder, could this NASA war document be those very preparations? What it speaks of is very disturbing, and more than likely is part of the preparations for the arrival of Nibiru. The NASA war document refers to itself as a reference guide to a future strategic issue and future warfare, circa 2025, and within this document it speaks of robots, cyborgs replacing humans, depopulation, mind control, advanced weapons to be used on humanity, and what appears to be a planned takeover of the Earth by some unknown force. So it's easy to see why this document reveals a greater threat. The NASA war document reads as if it were not written by humans, but by some alien race hell-bent on the destruction of mankind and the total takeover of our planet. Have the Anunnaki decided to replace humanity with a cyborg race as Nibiru approaches? It may very well be that the arrival of Nibiru will not only throw the Earth in physical upheaval, but those that inhabit Nibiru will working hard to destroy our current world and prepare it to be inhabited by an alien race known as the Anunnaki. In order to prepare for Nibiru, the elite, Illuminati, world governments, whatever you may call them, write in their plans the NASA war document, as mentioned earlier, in a way that almost makes them sound non-human, as if they are not human at all, but are some alien race. One of the main points of the document is the depopulation of mankind. In the NASA war document, humans are referred to as weak and heavy, too slow and tender. Why in the hell would anyone refer to a human as tender? You can begin to see we are no longer dealing with human governments, but what appears to be a co-opted coup d'etat by some outside alien race. Could this alien race be none other than the Anunnaki of Nibiru? The NASA war document goes on to say that humanity, or the useless feeders as they refer to non-elites, are consuming too many of the Earth's resources and require too much infrastructure to sustain. But most of their information seems to be based more on emotions and unjustified hatred of the human race, rather than actual factual scientific research and statistics. Another alarming part of the document mentions how they possibly, the inhabitants of Nibiru, wish to genetically engineer future humans and merge humanity with robots, creating cyborgs. One begins to wonder, will the Illuminati be using these human cyborg monstrosities to mine gold for Nibiru's atmosphere as they have in the past? One disturbing question remains out of many. Are the Anunnaki trying to save Nibiru, or are they about to abandon Nibiru in hopes of making Earth their new home? For the full transcript, go to my website, endtimes23.com, where I've posted the link. Okay my friends, you're all invited to join this channel by subscribing to End Times 23, which is a totally free subscription service. You're also invited to add me as a friend on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Both the links are under this video. All this week's news links can be found on my website, endtimes23.com. The link is under this video. Just click on the link and go to the top left hand corner of the opening page and click on Informer News links. You will find all this week's news links at the top of the page under this week's title video. Well, that's your lot for this week, my friends. I do hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back with you in a week's time with another edition of Cosmic News. So until then, this is your Informer signing off, friends. I'll see you on the flip side. Funding campaign. That effort did not go viral as we had hoped, despite sending the link to more than 20,000 registered fans. The other 40 million fans never knew about the crowdfunding campaign. June the 1st, 2013, Creative Chaos, the highly accomplished production company from New York and Los Angeles, is joining forces with Nibiru team to get the expedition underway. Creative Chaos is a feature film and television production company founded in 2010 by Tom Donahue, Ian Abolado and Stephen Edwards. Base entrance. Plus, what the elites are up to as they continue transporting survival equipment to their base on the dark side of the moon using very advanced anti-gravity technology. Also, another investigative reporter has been murdered by the elite's assassination squad. Was he another journalist about to confirm Nibiru is coming in? And NASA launches an infrared telescope on board a Boeing 747SP aircraft called Project Sophia, and the link to the event, the TV series, and Planet X Nibiru. Okay, into this week's news. This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday the 11th of August 2013. Welcome along my friends to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, an update on the planned expedition to locate the Hollow Earth. This first report is an update of the planned voyage and expedition to the North Pole Hollow Earth entrance. The info originates from www.x2/radio.com and is titled Nibiru, North Pole, Inner Earth Expedition. January the 15th, 2013. After the sudden strange disappearance of the Park Avenue New York film production company that previously had announced its plans to fund the expedition to make a documentary, we have regrouped and decided to run an Indiegogo crowd in New York with offices in Los Angeles. Creative Chaos focuses specifically on projects with integrity and guts. And July the 20th, 2013, global announcement of delay of the expedition voyage until the summer of 2014. The management has injected another tranche of cash into the project and is dedicated to making this voyage happen. A crowdfunding effort will be made in August of 2013 to raise enough additional capital to secure contracts with the production company and hopefully to empanel the universities who had supported